What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, your name's not, and this is Mau Mau in the top of the map, also known as Brown Cow, the Tunison Maestro. He's going to be playing some Tsukiyomi for us in this auspicious of occasions. His opponent today, in the red color, coming in at 175 pounds of pure brain. I don't want to play versus him, but some other people are trying to break him at the moment. His name is Kido Sever Jones Bones Malone. And he's going to be playing Huitzilopochtli. The disgusting, the dominating, the most powerful. Yeah, Huitzilopochtli right now does feel to me like the strongest of the Aztecs. I kind of felt like it was going to be Ketz, but I think all the power points here for Wits do point to him being very, very powerful. That doesn't necessarily mean the other Aztec gods are bad or anything. It's just that this god is just really, really strong. And Kido has been piloting them at a very high level. So we'll see what he's going to be able to come up with in this game. Meanwhile, Dunison. He's playing Tsukiyomi. Now, Tsukiyomi does have some nice ideas here against the Huitzilopochtli menace. For example, using New Moon on the watchtowers or something that can help keep yourself going. Putting some walls up and all that other stuff can be very nice too. Keeping your villages nice and close to your town center is going to be something that's super important versus Huitzilopochtli early on as well. But we'll see what's going to happen here as Part to Kettle is going to be coming through, and we see the warrior priests coming out, and game continues. Free drag in the chat. I was asking you how you are. You don't ask me. This is different. Like we don't have that relationship. You have to tell me how you are because I asked. You don't skip that. Actually, you kind of do though. Did you guys know that in Australia, when we say hi or g'day, we actually sometimes, instead of saying g'day, we say, how you going? We don't actually expect you to tell us how you're actually going. We just say, how you going? And then the correct response to how you going, mate, is, oh yeah, not bad, how you going? And then you start the conversation. That's the way that it goes. So when I say what's going on, everyone, that's really me just saying g'day. Yeah, how you going, mate? No, not bad, not bad. Yeah, how about you? Yeah, not bad. Oh, yeah, all right. Have a good one. That's how it goes. That's the way the Australian lingo goes. As we do see the blood pack coming in from our Kido abusing Kido Meister, but using the blood pack at this point, if you don't actually get any Vil picks, he was going to get one. That's kind of big. If you don't get any Vil picks, doesn't end up being that big of a deal. But of course, we are seeing a little bit of Kitsune shenanigans here. Walls are coming up. Stable's going to be coming through. And Hachiman is going to be coming through for Mau Mau. Funnily enough, to bring this full circle, oftentimes when... I only know this in Japanese. I think it's probably going to be similar for every language. Oftentimes, like a textbook is going to teach you "O genki desu ka?" mitaina. They're going to say "O genki desu ka?" kind of thing, right? As like a greeting. It's not a greeting. Nobody says that. It's something you say like if you haven't seen someone in a really long time, basically. Like you actually are asking how they are. It's not a greeting. Now stop saying it, you weebs. Anyways, a couple of the old Naginata riders coming out as Mau Mau says, Brown Cow, let's go. Can he get across the map and get some damage? Is the big question. As the Kitsune comes in, distracting the priest away. There is the terrifying rabbit there as well. As there goes the agave bloom. And these villagers say, we do not care. Little bits of damage to come down. Will be bringing tiny bits of that agave bloom away from actual food situations. So it's not a terrible thing to take somewhat of a fight. So you don't lose anything. It's perfectly fine and reasonable to do this. This one does end up falling, and now Mau Tunison will be pulling back. Meanwhile, Kalpuli is going to be coming down, and the next stage here for Kido is to really sort his base out, because Tunison's one and only play at the moment is to raid Kido into the ground or bust. He needs to get raided into the ground, or life is going to be very, very tough. So what Kido can start working towards is walling this bottom side off. If he can get this gold mine secured somehow, some way, it's going to be a very, very difficult game for Tunison. If he can't, Tunison's going to have a field day with Kido. Now we see the watchtowers coming through. Now, the other thing that I'm finding interesting here is we have seen the Mikos coming out. Now, these are multi-purposed. Purpose number 1, healing. Purpose number 2 is favor. Now, the question I've got as Tunison is going to be trying to get through Hachiman is Tunison going to be going for the Tengu? Lots of people saying to me, the Aztecs, not so good. Not so good versus myth units, as one villager does end up getting picked. Like I said, this is really important for Tunison to keep this game competitive. If he doesn't get these vill picks, life's going to be tough. Does come in, almost loses the Naginata rider, gets out of there. Nice play from Tunison. As some markets, war huts coming up as well. He's got himself the Kalpuli lumber outpost there, so that's a little bit of bonus damage onto this position, and Tunison will have to pull back. But so far, so good for Kido. He's only losing one villager thus far. He's got to be happy about that. He can start working towards a handful of spearmen as well. But these villagers over here, they are out in the open, and wow, good reaction from Kido. You'd expect to see that, though, from someone of his caliber, to be that quickly reacting to these raids. As finishing up the agave bloom for a little bit of food is going to be nice, and that those war huts going up on the back there. Another technology here that is not terrible at this position for Kido is to actually go for this one here. Magume, I think, or something like that. Magui. Cultivations or whatever, and then you can start putting farms down for just a little bit of extra food. It's quite a nice way to go. Do I reckon we're ever going to see the Celts as a civ? I think we are going to be seeing every civ possibly imaginable at some point. Whether it's going to be an official civ or not, I don't know. But there is, we have an amazing modder who's working on this stuff. Called A Proper Gentleman. That mod exists already. He's put out the Romans, I believe, already, and I know he's working on other stuff. So, yeah, we're going to see everything at some point. Anyways, we got the tower getting sniped. The Tengu coming through. There are 3 Miko only. I kind of feel like if Tunison went up to like 5 or 6 Tengu here, and then he started going into, Miko here, then started going into the Tengu, I think he would be I think Kido might be in for a little bit of a tricky spot here. I don't know. Maybe it wouldn't be that. Maybe he'd be completely fine. He's going up through its Papalotl, of which does have those obsidian butterflies, and Tunison has not protected himself yet. This is the hard part. And I think this is going to be something that really makes one town center play versus the 2 town center Wits of the Potch League really, really tough, because you don't want to spend the time walling. You want to be maximizing income so that you can destroy your opponent. But at this point, for Tunison, he doesn't have a choice. He's got to get walls up, otherwise his base and his villages will get ravaged, I should say, by the obsidian butterfly. As the army charges in over here, trying to take villages out slowly. I mean, the other alternative is he just sacks villages and it's fine. As 2 obsidian butterflies coming through, he needs to get the tech. That's way more important than multiple obsidian butterflies. Super, super strong. Onto the bottom side now. Great temple to come up. Very smart from Kido. Bit of a distraction. with everything else going on, but he gets his great temple up, he gets onto his gold mine, he secures the rocks, and he's going to be getting himself these walls as well. Living the dream. Oh. Blood pact onto the obsidian butterfly like that? That's a question mark move, because you only get off 1, maybe 2 specials. Max. Is this obsidian butterfly getting chased down by the daimyo? If you get, actually true, if you get yourself 2 kitsune to wander around with your daimyo, you can actually prevent these butterfly raids. That's true. The butterflies don't work versus Tsukiyomi, because these guys are going to move fast enough to take him out. Big brain, whoever thought about that. Yeah, it could have been you guys in Twitch chat. It also could have been you guys in YouTube chat, but it wasn't. It was someone else. Someone else came up with that idea. In fact, the Shogun is actually fast enough to take out the obsidian butterflies by himself. So you don't have to worry about it. You just have to be ready to deal with it. All right. Enough of that, as on the defense here, Slylock is going to be coming through for Kido. As Tunison looks like he is saving up for a secondary new moon, which I hate that usage, but that's what he's going to go for. Over onto this side, an attempt to play a little bit of cat and mouse as the... So annoying. So annoying. Can he kill it? No, he doesn't get it. He gets back with 5 HP. The moves. Faker, what was that? How does it feel to be compared with one of the greatest esports figures of our lifetime? All right. Town Center now coming up for Tunison. He's behind on villagers. He's behind in this game without a doubt in my mind. As the Tengu dives across, we will see a couple of villagers into the Great Temple over onto this side. Villagers going to be getting pulled back and around. And there goes that secondary new moon onto the armory upgrades. Like I said, I don't like the usage, but it is what it is. Would much rather see him having 5 Tengu out than not having 5 Tengu out and just buying the armor upgrades himself. But anyways, one villager goes down over here as Tunison is trying his best to get any semblance of damage done onto Kido's shenanigans here. But Kido, he has completely survived. Generally speaking, when the 2TC player gets off a mythic age without being behind on villagers, life is real tough. That being said, Watatsumi is going to be coming through for Kido. No, not for Kido, for Tunison. And that might be enough. Maybe. Maybe it might be enough. We'll have to wait and see. I don't know. But nonetheless, one thing here that we are seeing out of our main man, Kido, is that he's got 8 spearmen. They are unupgraded. The whole purpose of these spearmen is put into the Great Temple. Kido is going to be sacrificing to the gods 15 spearmen, potentially a couple of these Eagle Warriors as well, for a lot of myth unit. And then he's also going to be getting himself... he's going to be going for this one as well. He's also going to be getting himself the superhero in the Warrior Priest, as all the walls across the map, the Great Wall of Japan coming across the map here, as the myth units he gets ends up being 2. This is the same as last time. Maybe this is just what you get. 2 of the Ahuizotls, 2 of the Tunkuluchus, and an Obsidian Butterfly, a Tsitsumiddle, and a Yotochli, as the incarnate hero pops out and he's going to be looking for the big damage coming up. Now, the big problem here for Kido is that this power spike is going to get shut down very hard by a Tempest. On the backside here, Tunison now sees what's coming for him. He sees the myth units. He's got to be thinking, I need heroes. Do you go in for Onnamusha? Do you go in for more not Shogun, but more Daimyo? Those are the questions. As little bits of damage coming, we are seeing the Jaguar Riders diving in onto this position as Tunison is really trying to hold out on this one. Is the army going to be coming over onto this side? There goes the Atochli in as the Blood Pact going to be coming through. Using the Shinigami maybe onto this one could be an idea, but this town center will, without question, end up dying there as all of these units onto this side end up falling. And picking off a town center is nice. A couple of villages going down here from the Super Incarnate. This guy is a absolute menace of a unit as he comes up to the top. He shouldn't be super strong by himself, though. That's the problem. If you send over a whole bunch of those Naginata riders, he should be able to deal with this bad boy as he's dying here now to the castle. And it looks like Tunison, for the most part here, is held. He's still got himself Tempest as well, so holding on to that for a perfect cast. As the hero on the back, down to 40 health, he sees some more villagers and he says, "Hello there, villagers," as they will all end up dying with a 29 HP remaining there on this guy. What does this guy do? I didn't even realize he had a special ability. That's wild. As the rat dudes with the hand, they're coming out, but on the back here, the Onmyoji to pop out. That's going to be a little bit of pain there for those bad boys, so they've got to pull back. But all of the damage in, what's got that Pillar of Tlocan over onto this town center, causing problems there too. As a castle coming up, and I'm sure some siege to come through there shortly. Man, just 36 villages for Tunison is brutal. He just did not manage to survive this power spike. And of course, now there's 190 population for Kido. And Kido can now look for another town center here. He's just getting it with one villager because why not? You can go for this town center as well if he likes. Why are these guys looking like this? As over onto this side, we do have the... Wow, he shoots and he misses. I have honestly never seen... Okay, never mind. All the units died. I was about to say, I've never seen this God Power do less damage. It's the tech? Wait, which tech? Oh. Wait, which tech? It's not in the thing. Wait, oh, they're just gathering. They gather at 1.3 food per second. Okay, it's that tech. There you go. Absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. Nonetheless, the Eagle Warrior is getting taken out here. Building Yumi Horse Archer into Eagle Warrior is a wild idea from Tunison. Now, if he went for Orkuni Nushi here instead of what he's done, then he would have had Divine Prefecture and he probably could have actually caught up on the villager count. But he went through Tempest, he killed some units, but they're going to get replaced really quickly. And I think Kido is going to just have an overwhelming advantage in this game.
Needs talk.
So the Shawn ones are going to be scratching away at this wall, breaking that down, and over onto this side, the Jaguar Riders to come through. These guys are very scary. We've got the Swampland getting dropped down onto the back there. Oh, it's Purge. That Purge won't do all too much damage. It only picks off the Onmyoji. He clicks on those. Of course, he wanted to kill them off, but picking off 3 Onmyoji with that power isn't so bad. But nonetheless, the walls get broken and Kido can walk in and grab this town center next. As the villagers get spotted over here, poking those down. Champion Eagle Warriors are an incredible answer to the Yumi Horse Archer. And of course now upgrades also going to be coming through. That's the Naginata Riders. Dealing with a bunch of this backside stuff. Move on to this side. The axolotl comes in. Tiny bits of damage. To this front side, the town center coming up for Kido. Over here, we've got the villagers getting pulled back. And the Naginata Riders coming in. I mean, Tunison is fighting well, but I'm not really sure what the plan is going to be here for him. I don't see how he gets out of this position. Also, 4 jars coming through as well. We'll start making these great temples, give him some population. I think this technology is not quite working correctly in that it doesn't check for how many temples you have up and then give you pop. It'll give you pop on the next temples you build or great temples you build. Anyways. Wall goes down. Castle on the way here for Mau Mau. But yeah, fighting back from this position is going to be super challenging. This is 310 HP champion Jaguar Rider. This thing is insanely strong. Of course, Yeti Spearman is a perfectly reasonable unit to be building against them. The castle is up. And Kido is going to be moving up to 240 population plus soon. Is he missing a house or something? No. He's got 7 of these great temples. Oh, no. No, all the great temples are working. I don't know. Maybe this does work. Maybe there's 4 jars. Someone said that it was bugged, but I think it's working. He's got 7 of them. Is he building one? I think he's building one. Yeah, it's working 110%. Happy days. Yeah, just crazy position now for Kido. And what can Tunison do next? Little cheeky raids here. Oh. Jaguar Rider raids late game are hilarious. Look at these bad boys coming in. Dead villagers here diving in. He's got jump. He's got stealth. What more can you want? Into the front here, though, the Eagle Warriors do get surrounded by a whole bunch of Naginata Riders. And Kido will have to pull back, but onto the backside, though, the Naginata Riders come through, and the Shinigami is in for some nice defensive pressure there. As these Eagle Warriors will just sit here behind the town center, behind the Great Temple, doing what they can. Look at that queue of champion. Oh, I want to keep seeing them. The Tunison knows how far behind he is in this game and that he's just not going to be able to bring it back. And our main man, Kido Severo Jones Bones, paves the way. This is going to be a strategy to beat for sure in terms of the defense. What do you do here? Now, I would have liked to see Tengu from Tunison rather than the new moon onto the upgrades. Tengu would have been really fun to see because he would have been able to get in and raid. And then I would have liked to see Orkney Nushi rather than going for the Dragon Typhoon idea to keep himself afloat, because then Divine Prefecture and then he's good to go. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed this one, make sure you hit the follow on the Twitch. If you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.